the obsessive thoughts that play in a loop, that feeling where your gut can't eat or sleep, the kind of pain that feels much deeper than a broken heart. If you have experienced a narcissistic relationship and they have walked away, or you have walked away, you're not going crazy. Your heart isn't just broken. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what is going on. What you're feeling is a state of withdrawal, and I'll expand on this and I'll explain it all in this video. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. Well, I really hope that you are, and I know that in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what is going on. And this feeling that you are going through, I just want you to know that it's normal in these circumstances, but it isn't normal. And I understand that you're probably trying to piece this all together, get your head around exactly what's going on. But the main thing that I need you to understand, what is happening here, the worst thing that you are experiencing is the withdrawal. And it is like a drug. It is like something that you are getting over. And indeed, it is that. In this video, I'm going to explain the emotional aspects of this, but also the psychological aspects of the withdrawal that you are experiencing. And you're probably thinking, how? Like how? This is just a relationship. It's not like I was taking drugs or substances or drinking alcohol. Like, how can it be a withdrawal? And this is what I want to explain. This is a phenomenon that happens within these types of interactions with these types of individuals, unfortunately. But the main thing that I want you to know is that you will get over this. You will move forward from this. But it is a process and it is going to take time. But I'm going to walk you through the steps and give you as much information as I can so that you know what to expect, so that you know what part of the cycle or what part of the journey you are in. And I hope that this helps you to be able to make sense of this very strange situation that you find yourself in, but actually that it's going to be okay. And also, do check out the comments section of this video, because I know that in this community there are so many of you that have gone through this and that would also like to share your experience and things that maybe you have found really helpful in this type of situation or experience that you find yourself in. So do check out the comments section below. And also I do dip in and out as well, so I will be answering like some of your questions and things that have happened. So yeah, I know this topic is difficult. I know that it is really challenging, and like you will never experience this in a healthy relationship. It's always in a toxic, narcissistic relationship that these things happen. So I'm going to talk about this a lot more in this video. Okay, so the first part, let's just start with the basic. Okay, this isn't just a heartbreak. This isn't just like the ending of a bad relationship. This is more than that, my friends. This is so much more than that. This is the cruelest grief combined with anxiety, but also confusion. So you got all of these things in the mix that you are most probably feeling right now, and also grappling to try and make sense of what has happened and how this has happened, because I'm sure that many of you find yourself in this situation but don't actually know why, because no one has told, they haven't told you. You've not had closure to understand why you are most probably in this situation and why either they have walked away or why you have had to go. It's something that was inevitable, sure, but why it happened in this way, there's another aspect of this. And you're mourning a person, you're in grief. That's what I want you to understand, is you're grieving this person, this relationship, but also you. It's an identity loss when this person goes. You know, friends might tell you, oh, you know, just get over it. Like, they were a nasty person, you know, they were awful. I know they probably use other words, but I can't obviously use them here, but they're probably going to be telling you, just get over it. Like, you know, let's go out. Let's just, you know, let's meet someone else. And once you meet someone else, it's going to be different. But you know yourself that that isn't the fact. You know yourself that this is something more than that. This is an invisible battlefield that your mind has been fighting over a long period of time. You're mourning a person that you thought that they were. Because actually this person right at the end, they've done a 360 and you're like, who the hell is this person that has just gone? And I think that is the worst thing. You see, you're probably also experiencing a trauma bond. And this all kind of goes into one whole kind of aspect, okay? And this is what I want you to remember. The person that you met right at the beginning of this relationship is not the same person that left this relationship. Meaning, this person love bombed you, made you believe that they were this one person. They also made you believe that you had this future together, that all of these things, this was going to happen, that was going to happen, that all of these things were actually what they were working towards. Maybe moving in together, buying a house together, marriage, children. Maybe a lot of you have kind of got to those stages, and maybe they had also said that they would be there for you, that they're going to help pay for the mortgage, help pay the repayments, the rent, help raise your children, help you in a business, be there as parents. And none of that has actually happened. None of that has actually transpired, because this was the person that they were painting right at the beginning to make you believe, to make you trust them, to allow you to lower your guard, to allow them in so that you trust them, so that you believe in them. And they showed you the picture of this really amazing person, someone who you probably can only like dream about. And now this person that exited is not the same person. So what you're actually grieving is that person that doesn't exist. Is that person that they pretended to be. That isn't who they are. So a lot of this trauma bond that you experience, a lot of this mourning and a lot of this confusion that you've got going on right now is because you're remembering that person that they first showed you. That person is not them. Now, the reason why someone would do something like this is because they wanted you to stay with them. Believe it or not, even if they were the ones that have left, even though the ones they have cheated, believe it or not, they wanted you to stay because they wanted you as that constant in their lives. This is what gives them their confidence, their self-worth, their ability to be able to kind of mold and regulate themselves against someone, meaning that they knew that they had you there. So no matter what happened in the outside world, no matter what happened if they got with someone else, you would still be there. You would be that one constant that would accept them, that would welcome them, no matter what. But that's a trap, my friends, because what they've done is they've lied to you. They didn't give you the truth. They also didn't give you the choice to decide whether you wanted to stay with the real them, with that person who they really are. Instead, they created this false narrative, this false character that isn't them. But you fell in love with the potential, with that character that they were showing you, not their real selves. Now, this is flawed on so many levels. This is so sinister and covert on so many levels because this person has pretended to be another person. Who does that? Who actually does that? Someone who is so embarrassed, so ashamed of their real selves. Someone that has to lie. Someone that has to trap another person into a relationship through lies. And every time you asked for clarification, every time you wanted to know something, you got met by an argument or you got met by more lies. So your brain's trying to decipher what is truth and what is lies. But you couldn't figure it out because on top of lies, there was more lies and there was more manipulation and more control. So you weren't given the full picture. You weren't given the truth. You weren't given the choice to choose what you wanted. You were made to believe. You were trapped in something that wasn't real. And this isn't your fault. So here's the neurological explanation. This are the 3 ways that a narcissist hacks your brain. To heal, You have to understand that this was never a fair fight. Your brain's natural systems for bonding and attaching and connecting were used against you, altering your brain's chemistry. So let's look at the main ways that this happens in. Number one, the addiction cycle, the intermittent reinforcement. This is where, as I was explaining, you were given a version of them that you thought were them. Let's look at this like a slot machine. Okay, so you pull the handle and nothing comes out. Pull the handle again and nothing comes out. You pull it 2 or 3 more times and you get small wins. You get the wins. They all line up. There's all of them and you win. And that keeps you addicted. You want more and more. So relaying this back to a narcissistic relationship, what happens is your brain is then wired to the good times because you had it, you want it, you know that there is that potential. But most of the time, this person's annoyed, they're angry, they're not really at home, they're not around you, that you don't hear from them. And then when you do, that part of the reward system within your brain gets reactivated. It works on punishment and reward. This is where the motor neurons are burnt out. You're constantly seeking that reward. You don't actually live in the present moment because you're always thinking about the future of when they are actually going to reward you. So you're kept on this hook, on hope. That is what a narcissistic relationship is about, and that's what has happened to you. So that reward system in your brain has become overused and most probably burnt out. The next one is the trauma bonding. This is where the bonding system becomes rewired. Oxytocin and cortisol are mixed together. These are 2 hormones where you need oxytocin to be able to bond with one another, but the cortisol is the anxiety response, is the fight, flight, or freeze response that is mixed with adrenaline. So it can become quite addictive, quite intoxicating, because you're constantly have that fear, that state of alert. But then added with the adrenaline, it makes it exciting. So you're constantly being flooded with cortisol and adrenaline. But then you've got the oxytocin when you are being rewarded. So this part of the hormonal secretion becomes dysfunctional. And then you've got the erosion of self. This is the cognitive dissonance and the gaslighting and the brain fog. Your brain doesn't function because it's constantly in a state of trauma, in a state of fear, because you're always trying to work out what actually is going on. This is why your brain becomes overloaded. Mainly the hippocampus, which is located in the frontal cortex of your brain. This is where the executive functioning happens. And this is where the wiring gets burnt out. This is where the synapses don't fire correctly. And it's a tactic that is designed to question your own perceptions, your own reality, your own beliefs. And it puts you in a state of constant cognitive dissonance. Because the gaslighting, you don't know what is truth and you don't know what is lies. And the thing is, the 2 blend into one. And what you will find after the ending of this relationship is you've got 2 sets of information and the links. You try to make the links. This is also part of the healing process, but this will take a bit of time. But what cognitive dissonance does is it creates this fog in your brain where it cannot function properly. You can't make decisions that are right for you because your perceptions and everything, your reality, your understanding of reality is skewed. Now, if you are someone that is going through this, that has experienced these things that I'm talking about, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box for more details. And I do have availability now if you want to get in there and I can help you move past this. Also, if this video is resonating with you, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. To resolve this conflict within your brain, you have to start rationalizing the behavior. This is why journaling is going to really, really help you getting it out onto paper and writing it down, because you're going to see it in black and white. And one exercise that you can do is get 2 sheets of paper or 2 pages of your journal. On one of them, I want you to write the heading, the truth. And what I want you to do is I want you to write down all the things that have happened, everything that you have experienced. Write it as raw as possible. It doesn't have to be written all in one day or 1 hour. Take your time. Maybe it's over a succession of weeks, maybe a month. But be honest with yourself and write down exactly what has happened. And then on the other piece of paper, I want you to write down all the things that you loved about them and head it, why I love them. Write down all of the things that you love about this person and why, perhaps maybe if you heard from them again or you're hearing from them again, why you would go back. And one list is going to be longer than the other. And I'm not going to say which, but that's up to you to figure out which one it is. And this will really help you to work through the things, and this will help to kind of dissipate the cognitive dissonance that you are experiencing right now. The transformation is about rewiring your brain. Okay, and this is really possible. And there is a wonderful thing called neuroplasticity, which I talk about quite a lot. And just to say that for my clinical psychology dissertation, I did a whole piece on this. So I know that this is backed by scientific research because I've seen the results myself. It is so possible to rewire your brain. And if you want to know how to do that, please join my mentorship, which again, all the details are in the description box below, where I post content that is not seen here on YouTube. So this really helps you to rewire your brain, the neuroplasticity, and all of these things that will help you to move forward from this. But one thing that I will tell you, this is about radical acceptance, okay? Accepting you, understanding you, reconnecting to yourself. This is also about going no contact or grey rock. This will also help you to not have so much constant contact with this person and the toxicity that this person basically elicits. This is about interrupting the loop, those thoughts that go round and round in your mind, because this will help you to move forward. And this is about rebuilding and reconnecting to your reality, which again is possible. But this is about being grounded and rooted in reality. Guys, I really hope that this video has helped, and I hope that it will help you to move forward and understand this, because understanding what is going on is going to help you to move forward. And that really is the worst thing that a narcissist or anybody can do to you, but you can reclaim your power. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.